Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is the video I've been waiting a long time to film, and I think I've been teasing about it in the past videos I've done. So this video is just gonna be pretty much me talking about my 1 month experience using Differin Gel, or I should get it, BRB. Alright, I'm back. So like I was just saying, this is gonna be my 1 month video progress update on using Differin Gel, which looks like this. It's really small, only 15 grams. And Differin Gel is also just like the company name. The actual ingredient itself is adapalene, and this is only 0.1%, which is the normal prescription you can get over the counter at CVS or any other local drugstore. If this is your first time hearing about retinoid, what a retinoid pretty much is just like a active ingredient, vitamin A, that helps exfoliate the skin. And there are different types of retinoids out there, and this is pretty much kind of like one of the stronger ones to start off with. And Differin Gel is the retinoid that most dermatologists suggest for people who are first-time users of retinoid. So if you watch my channel for quite a while, you'd know that I always like to mention the breakouts I have before filming a video. And so pretty much I've just been dealing with acne for years now. I'd say that it kind of started with the pandemic, and I did go to a doctor. I mean, she was just more like a general doctor, and she didn't really have a specific answer for the causes of my acne. But I learned a lot over the past 2 years when I started to get into skincare YouTube. Before trying out Differin Gel, I really wanted to see if I could personally fix my acne itself through just like skincare. And unfortunately, that was not the case. My acne is like really complicated. And I learned from other people who are like me, especially like Sue Beauty. Her channel is such an inspiration to me because her journey is kind of similar to what I'm going through. Like for her, even though she goes to so many different kind of dermatologists, she can never really actually find out the true reason or cause behind her acne. And so just her YouTube channel is really good for like self-care or like self-acceptance towards your own skin. So I've been feeling a lot better about like how my skin looks. I know this sounds kind of sappy, but just through learning about other people's experience, I learned that it's normal to have breakouts, especially when you're like 25 and older. Just learning about other people's struggles with their own acne made me feel a lot better. And I decided that after 2 years of like spending so much money on different kind of products and different kind of treatments, I just decided that like I should probably up the ante and try something that's more medical prescription. I'll kind of say that I was avoiding using retinoids just because I heard really scary stories about it. So I never really wanted to dive in deeper about retinoids when it came to watching skincare YouTube. But when I finally decided to try out a stronger treatment to deal with my acne, that's when I came across this Differin Gel. And after doing lots of research on YouTube, I decided that Differin Gel is probably the best choice for me just because I wanted something that was pretty strong but also good for beginners. And just for extra precaution, I also did go to my doctor and ask if it was okay to start that. And she was just like, yeah, go ahead. As you can see from my tube, I still have a lot of the Differin Gel left. And that's only because the first 4 weeks, I only used it once a week. And it's not until the last 14 days I've actually increased the dosage and applied it twice a week. So I feel like if I continue with this 2 times a week treatment, this tube will last me like for a couple more months, I guess. Just gonna reiterate that Differin Gel is definitely not the only retinoid treatment out there that can help target your acne problems. However, I just like this one because it's promoted for like people who are first-time users of retinoid, and this is really accessible for me because I can just go to CVS and buy one right away. But if you're someone who has more severe acne than I do, then you'll probably have to go with a stronger prescription retinoid, which is like tretinoin. But just based on my results from the first 4 weeks of using this Differin Gel, I'm just gonna stick with this tube and see what happens in the end. In the next part of this video, you'll be seeing progress updates from me at the time of using retinoid from the very first day till like the very end. Through those weekly progress updates, you'll learn how my skin reacted to using Differin Gel for the first time, and you'll also see how I learned many things along the way. So now let's travel back to April 9th. Hey guys, so it's me tuning in here. So right now it's April 9th, which is a Sunday. So it's gonna be the first time I'm ever gonna try this adapalene Differin Gel retinoid, and I'm pretty nervous just because I've watched so many videos and I've heard about so many of the side effects. So, and also went to Reddit to make sure I know what I'm doing, but I probably don't know how my skin's gonna react to it. So what I thought what I would do first is, because I know the typical instruction is to like apply it right after washing your face, but then I'm too scared about like experiencing the really harsh side effects of the drying and peeling. So I did what I've seen other people do, and they just pretty much did their skincare routine like normal, except they just had to, you know, like the retinol sandwich. So what that is like you do like your regular skincare routine and then moisturizer, and then you wait like 30 minutes. So I did wait 30 minutes, and then you apply the adapalene, and then you seal it all in with another moisturizer. So I'm gonna try that method first and see how my skin reacts to that. So since today's Sunday, I'm gonna put that as like the first time of the week, and then I won't do this again until next Sunday. So like I just said, I just proceeded with my normal nighttime skincare routine, except I did start a bit early so I can do the whole waiting for 30 minutes thing with my moisturizer. So right now it's like almost 11 p.m, which is pretty good, I guess. So let's just get to using this retinoid. Oh boy, I'm kind of nervous. Oh yeah, I guess I should talk about how my skin looks like now. So this is how my face looks like now with no makeup, and it's pretty shitty. Like I feel like whenever I film a video, my face breaks out every time, and I really hate that. So yeah, I got the usual chin acne here, and then I got some resurfacing pimples that I thought were healing, but then they got worse after putting on makeup. So just like some here, pimples here and there, but that's it. So I got it all over my fingers, so let's just put it on. So one here, and then they just say, ooh, they just say to avoid the eye area and like this part. Oh my god, I feel like it's already synced in so fast. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I get the areas that I am most acne prone, so that's the cheeks and my chin. Okay, well, that really sank in really quickly. I hope I did everything correctly. I don't know. But let's just see how my skin reacts the next day. I hope it's nothing too crazy, because I'm really putting so much precaution into applying this retinoid with the whole sandwich layer. This is my first time, like I said, using a retinoid, so that's why I'm just being really super cautious. So that's all I have to say for my first time applying Differin Gel on my face in the night. So like I said, it's April 9th, so I'll be doing this again next Sunday, just because I want to be safe and just do like once a week, because some people do suggest like you can start with like every third day, maybe even like twice a week. But I just want to be really careful and not strip my skin barrier too much, and just start off with once a week, and then I'll see how my skin reacts first, and if it's pretty resilient, then I can probably do twice a week. I'll try to check in tomorrow to report how my skin feels. So here's my face the morning after using adapalene, and luckily I didn't wake up to crazy flaking or purging, especially down here or at the cheeks. So I guess that might be because of the skincare prep I did beforehand. But this is just like the first day after using it, so who knows, maybe later in the week I'll start experiencing the flaking. I don't know. It's really different when it comes to people's experience with this retinoid. So I'm still just gonna wait until Sunday to use it for the second time. Hello, so this is now the second week of my first time using retinoid. So it's been 7 days since my first time. And as for my experience, I haven't had any crazy side effects, except after a shower, I would finally notice the dry flakiness around like the really thin areas, like the corners of my mouth, or like between my eyebrows, or like around my nose. But other than that, I haven't had like any crazy purging. So right now I'm just gonna apply this for the second time. And unlike last time, I'm gonna see if my skin can handle adapalene without a retinoid sandwich. So right now I just have like a toner and a serum on, and I let that dry for like, well, it's been 30 minutes because then I ended up washing dishes earlier. And this is really weird, but like I just washed dishes and then I came back and I saw I had this new red mark here. So whatever, that'll go away eventually. I'm not sure how long I had this here, but I get those a lot. This week I didn't really break out too much on my chin area, which is kind of interesting for me. That hasn't happened in a while. But so if you see this right here, I am breaking out just because yesterday I had like a full whole day of makeup. So every time I put on makeup, I always end up breaking out. I just can't avoid that for some reason. But other than the occasional whiteheads I got on my chin this week, I didn't have that many whiteheads as usual. I really have no idea why this one just popped out of nowhere. It was not there before I went out to wash dishes, but let's just get to using the adapalene. So like I said earlier, I'm gonna try and use this without moisturizer to buffer it, just because I want to test the limits of my skin. So this time, compared to the first time I applied adapalene, I had more on this bottom half of my face than the forehead. Oh yeah, there's like nothing left there, but I'll just buffer it in. It was really helpful that I recorded my first application of this just because I wasn't really sure what I exactly did to my face. So that was my second ever application of retinoid on my face, and I think I'm just gonna follow this for the next 2 weeks. So for like 4 weeks, I'm just gonna do it once a week. So it'll be 4 times total, and then I'll do an update video on that. But maybe if my skin can handle more than once a week, then I'll try to do it twice a week after my 4-week trial period. But that's all to say for my week 2 of this adapalene journey. I wonder how my skin's gonna react without the moisturizer as a buffer. I'm just gonna wait 10 minutes for this to settle into my skin, and then after that I'll just finish off with this ILLIYOON Ceramide Ato Concentrate Cream, and that'll be it for this week 2. And right now it's April 23rd, so it's a Sunday. And I don't have much to say about like drastic changes to my face. Actually, it is almost the end of the month, which means I'll be getting my period soon. And I'm pretty surprised that I haven't really gotten any huge painful zits on my chin, which is what usually happens around this time of the month before my period starts. Just like week 2, I felt like my chin started having a lot less sebum than usual, especially when I wake up the next morning and I would wake up to like huge painful zits that are like starting to come to the surface. So this is how my face looks like on week 3 of using adapalene, and it's pretty good compared to like what I've experienced before. And this week for the 3rd week, I did technically keep breaking out on my chin, but that's kind of normal. And just like week 2, it was only like small whiteheads, so they would go away pretty quickly. Today I have more whiteheads than usual, and that's just because this morning I woke up early and put on makeup and went out for a garden visit, and then after that I took everything off just so it wouldn't clog up my pores too much. But then I did have to go out again for like another outing at night, so I did reapply sunscreen. So just based on that, I did put my skin through a lot today. And I feel like this week I didn't really eat too well, so I did eat a lot more junk food, or like I did drink a lot of lattes or milk tea, so pretty much a lot of dairy and sugar in my diet. And I feel like those can be a trigger for acne sometimes. But other than that, I feel like the only times I recently broke out is just because of the makeup. So I'm really trying hard to reduce the amount of times I wear makeup, and that's really not too much. Like I pretty much only wear full face of makeup when it comes to filming these videos. Something new I've experienced this week that I think is worth noting is that for week 3 of using adapalene, I tried using this exfoliating toner from Apu, and it's just because I've had this for quite a long time. So I tried to see if I could use it because I felt like its exfoliating properties were not too crazy, but actually when I used that toner, it made this mustache area sting quite a lot. So I decided that with this retinoid, I definitely should not be using toners with exfoliating properties in it. Like this one, sorry, this one from Rovectin, the Cica Care toner that I've been using, it's really good. I don't experience any stinging at all. Normally when you start using retinoids, you want to avoid using any other exfoliating acids in your routine. But I thought that because I only use adapalene once a week that I would be able to tolerate this one from Apu because its exfoliating properties is really minimal. But I guess that was not the case when it came to this week. Besides that stinging experience, I don't really have much else to report on this retinoid journey. So like I said, this is week 3, and I'm really excited for next week because that'll be week 4. And then after that, I'll be able to put together this whole video of like a full month's progress and let you guys know how my retinoid journey went. Hello guys, so today is Monday, May 1st, and that is technically the first day of my 4th week of trying out adapalene Differin Gel. So last night I applied this, but I didn't film it because I found that kind of redundant. And also I kind of did my skincare routine pretty late compared to the first 3 times, so there's definitely no point in recording that. Also, compared to the last updates I've done, I feel like the past 7 days was I have a lot more to say about my experience with the retinoid. So I thought it'd be better for me to report on my 3rd week of using a retinoid in the daytime where I have a lot more time. I think because I apply my retinoid on a Sunday, I get kind of confused when it comes to like the trial that I'm doing right now. So technically the past 7 days was the 3rd week of using a retinoid, and so in my last recording I said that this would be the last time I would have to update on retinoid, but then I realized that was wrong because I still have 7 more days to go before I do an actual 4-week period. I don't even know if that made any sense, but I'll just go through what I went through for the past 7 days for week 3. So my last recording, I said I was pretty surprised I didn't have too many crazy breakouts because it was near my period. And actually I haven't had my period yet, and it's already been the whole month of April. So I think it's just gonna come a bit late this time, because last time it did kind of come late around like the last days of March. So I guess that might happen again this month. I guess I spoke too soon, however, because in the last recording I thought I'd be able to get through the whole month without a huge whitehead breakout, but unfortunately the Monday after that application of retinoid, my whiteheads did start to emerge. However, a pattern I noticed throughout that last week was that the whiteheads, they would mostly just stay small and they wouldn't grow into a huge inflamed mess that would leave like a huge scar. So I'm really grateful for that. So I feel like even though I got a lot of tiny heads throughout the week, the fact that they went away pretty quickly on its own might have been due to the retinoid. So according to my notes, it was on April 27th, which is a Thursday, that my whitehead breakouts were at its peak. And it was pretty inflamed at some parts, but they eventually did go away. I also wrote down that I had a large cup of bubble milk tea that day, but that might not even be related to my breakout just because I was already having whiteheads since that Monday. And something else that was starting to happen with my face was that I noticed when doing the oil cleanser at the evening routine that I was starting to feel a lot more the dry, rough texture on my face, especially like the inner cheeks. And when I applied my toners and other skincare steps, it was not just the mustache area that stung, but also like the cheeks as well. And luckily for me, the stinging would only last for a little while, like probably a few minutes, and then I could proceed with my next step. Pretty much week 3 was the start of my face starting to get a bit sensitized from skincare. According to my notes, the next day when I had my daytime outing on Friday, my whiteheads kind of grew overnight, and I even got new ones as well. And that was not good for me because like my mom noticed and she's like, oh my god. And then I had to explain to her like, no, this is the retinoid uglies, please trust me, this is like the ugly stage. So yeah, I did wake up with more whiteheads that morning, but eventually throughout the day they would dry up and eventually fall off on their own. So they were definitely not super deep cystic acne, but just surface level whiteheads. And then that night I took a shower, and then I was expecting my face to be a lot more sensitized than usual, but for some reason that didn't happen at all. So I was kind of surprised by that. I didn't have anything written down for Saturday because that's when my skin actually started to calm down. Like I had my usual daytime routine because I would be going out that day for a movie, and I was really surprised that even with a full day, like a full day of wearing having skincare for the day, like my usual stuff and then sunscreen over it, I was really surprised that I didn't get any new whiteheads from that. I was also pretty surprised on Sunday that my face would continue to be calm just like Saturday. So I did not get any new whiteheads, just like my notes said. I didn't even do anything particularly different on Saturday night either with my skincare routine. And then when doing my nighttime routine, my skin definitely was not getting that tingling, stinging sensation from skincare anymore. I feel like I can say in the last 2 days, my skin definitely got a lot more used to the retinoid, so I stopped getting that burning sensation when I layered my skincare. However, I do definitely still feel the dryness on my inner cheeks. I'll just go through a quick walkthrough of what my skin went through last week. So this is me on Thursday morning, and that's when my whiteheads started to appear. And then by nighttime, as you can see here, that's when it really did start to feel a lot more inflamed than usual. And then this is like the big breakout on Friday, probably like the peak of my breakout last week, and that's when I had my outing. And as you can see, there's a lot more whiteheads that got bigger overnight, and I even got some new ones. It was definitely not a fun time for me because I had 5 huge whiteheads going on at the same time. But as you can see from this picture, on Saturday night, all the whiteheads are pretty much gone, and they've probably like popped on their own. And my skin has been a lot more calm. And then here's a video of my face the next afternoon on Sunday, and definitely like those whiteheads have pretty much subsided. So with all that being said, I feel like week 3 was kind of like the craziest week of retinoid for me. That's when I had the typical period hormonal breakout with the huge whiteheads. But I was pretty surprised because even though it still broke out, it didn't feel like before without the retinoid where they would stay on for a long time, or even worse, they would be deep in my skin for a long time and it would take a long time to emerge and become a whitehead, and then they would stay as a whitehead for a long time before they eventually go away. But I feel like during this week 3, like I said many times already, that they didn't really get too far to be like a huge inflamed pimple, but they would just go away on their own after a day or two. So like I just said earlier, my chin's still not completely free of a breakout. I have some tiny ones here and there, but I feel like they won't stay on my chin too long. And I'm really curious if I'll go through another crazy breakout stage this week. But if I don't, then I think that might be a sign that this retinoid is definitely doing something for my chin. So that's all I have to say about my 3rd week of using a retinoid. The next 7 days is going to be my last week of this 1-month trial period, so I'm really excited for that. Let's hope that my skin is nice to me for this last week of the 1-month trial. And that concludes my 4 weeks journey using Differin Gel. Just a side tangent, but because this retinoid video would take me at least a month's worth of time to film, I started dabbling in doing YouTube reels. So if you realize, recently my last uploads, because I felt kind of weird not having anything in between this video and the last video, I decided to just turn some of my videos into reels, and I even filmed some original reels myself, and I found that really fun because you can really edit these reels in like only a few hours depending how extravagant I want to go with them. So don't forget to check out my reels if you haven't seen them already. So it's been almost 14 days since my 4 weeks experience using Differin Gel, and I'm kind of glad that there was a slight delay with filming the wrap-up, just because after that I would increase the dosage of retinoid to see how my skin would react. So in between those 11 days, I was able to experiment more with the retinoid dosage and also experiment more with treating the after effects of retinoid. And after that, I think I have a better grasp on how my skin is probably gonna react for the next few months I continue this retinoid treatment. For this part, I'm just gonna be going off the top of my head, so sorry if it sounds kind of rambly and all over the place. But I guess I'll just start the recap with what I learned. So first things first, I learned that my skin was pretty resilient when it came to using Differin Gel for the first time. So I was really scared that I would end up like some users who, even though this is a really low percentage of adapalene, their skin would really go crazy with the purge and flaking. So in my first week, you can see I went really precautious with the retinoid sandwich just because I was really scared how my face would react for the first time. But I kind of understood after 3 applications of using this Differin Gel that I don't really need that much like skin prep or precaution when it comes to applying this gel. So luckily I'm one of the luckier people in which like my skin didn't really have a crazy reaction to adapalene, because in the last 11 days I learned that my skin was able to tolerate using Differin Gel right after a toner. But like I said, everyone's experience with this Differin Gel is going to be completely different depending on how strong your skin is. I mean, that's not to say that my skin did not experience the usual retinoid side effects. I would have to say that the flaking and irritation was worse at the 2nd, 3rd, 4th week, but I feel like now my skin has adjusted more to the retinoid, so I've been getting a lot of that less lately. The second thing I learned about using this Differin Gel is that people are definitely right when it says that it will take at least quite a couple of months for actual results to show on your skin. And by that, I mean this Differin Gel is not gonna automatically zap your pimples away or stop your breakouts forever. In fact, because I did a lot of research on retinoids, I was really bracing myself for a crazy, scary acne purge, but however, that didn't really come. I mean, it kind of did throughout the past few weeks, but it wasn't something like super crazy, inflamed, dramatic breakout. I did still break out while using Differin Gel on the usual areas like my chin and my cheeks. However, it wasn't anything scary like waking up one morning and like my whole face is full of pimples. Like I said, in my 3rd and 4th week of using Differin, a lot of my new breakouts would come and go a lot faster than usual, because most of the time they would stay longer. Like just right now, this new pimple on my cheek came out just for this video. Like, what convenient timing, because I can show you guys what I usually experience before using Differin. So this is just like kind of like a bigger whitehead, and sadly, even using this Differin Gel, it didn't magically make this zit go away. So like I've been saying, in the first month of using Differin Gel, it will definitely not get rid of your breakouts forever, especially if you're only using it once a week like I was. So it's just really important to manage your expectations realistically. That's the reason why I went barefaced for this video, just to show you guys that I still get breakouts even when using this retinoid, because it is supposed to make your skin cell cycle turnover a lot faster than usual. So here's a close-up no one asked for, and it's just so annoying to have a cheek pimple just because it makes the face washing process a lot more tedious than usual. And here's my chin. It looks a lot better than what you guys saw in like week 3 or 4, but I still have like a couple whiteheads here and there. But it's not like a huge cluster like I did get 2 weeks ago. I feel like I've been rambling about this sleeping for quite a long time, but just like my notes say here, last week, like on the 6th and 7th, my sleep schedule is pretty whack. So I did get the usual breakout. So besides Differin Gel, like even though it's gonna help turn over your skin cells a lot quicker, you still have to keep in mind the other factors that contribute to acne, such as diet and sleep. I'll admit, in the first month using this Differin Gel, I did not do anything different to my diet or sleep schedule. So just like any skincare product, don't expect this Differin Gel to just automatically fix all your problems for you. So just a quick TLDR on whatever I rambled about. I learned that using Differin Gel, that it's important to know that it is not gonna automatically get rid of all your pimples, especially if you're keen on continuing your bad lifestyle choices that might contribute to acne. And of course, the results you see on your face will depend on how often you use this Differin Gel. Since I now know how my face reacted to using retinoid for the past 5 weeks, I also learned that the skincare I was using in my progress updates were not enough for dealing with the side effects of retinoid. And what I mean by that is that I kind of underestimated how dehydrated my skin would feel from using a retinoid. So before, I thought I'd be able to pass with the current skincare products I already own just because I want to use up what I have and not spend any more money. So I went with this Rovectin toner that's really watery, as you can see, and just a lightweight serum, and finishing off with this heavier moisturizer from ILLIYOON. However, I learned after 3 weeks using Differin Gel, it was not enough for my skin. I was actually annoyed with how flaky my skin got after using that skincare routine, just because when I'm applying these hydrating products, the flakes don't show up. However, once I decided to play with base makeup again, that's when I really saw how bad it was. As you can see in this video I took last week, I applied this toner cream just to show you guys exactly where my flakes would usually be. So in my mind, I thought as long as I use this heavier ILLIYOON cream the night before, my daytime skin will not experience so much side effects from retinoid. But that was not the case, because I thought for my daytime skincare routine, I could get away with doing what I usually did before I started using Differin Gel. However, I noticed that throughout the day, my skin would be warm to the touch and look kind of flushed. So that's when I realized that my current daytime skincare routine was not enough for my newly retinoid reactive skin. Luckily for me, when I had that realization about my skincare routine not being enough for my skin, there was a really good sale from popular K-beauty brands on Amazon. So I got 2 stuff last week because they were like 40 to 50% off. When looking through the K-beauty products on sale, I was looking for stuff that would be more for dry skin people. So one of the first things I grabbed was this, the GOODAL vegan rice milk toner, and I heard pretty good things about this from Kelly Driscoll, who has dry skin. As you can see from the bottle, it is pretty viscous compared to a watery toner, so I thought that this would be a really good addition to my skincare routine for the daytime, just to prep my skin for the rest of my products. And because this vegan rice milk toner is a lot thicker than the usual watery toners, I would say that just 1 layer of this is the same as 2 layers of the Rovectin one. Another product I got from that Amazon purchase to help combat the daytime dryness is this beplain Multi-Hyaluronic Acid Moisturizer. And I was pretty interested in this one just because beplain is doing a 50% off deal right now until sometime in June. And this is actually something that I haven't really seen reviews on, so I was pretty intrigued myself to try it out. Besides a really good 50% off deal, I got this beplain moisturizer because I needed a daytime moisturizer that was heavier than the usual gel type. And this moisturizer and the vegan rice milk toner both contain some type of ceramide, and that's really important for people with dry skin or people with a compromised skin barrier like me, who's using retinoid right now. I don't know if it's too early for me to say, but I feel like ever since I introduced these 2 new moisturizing products into my daytime routine, I've been seeing a lot less flaking than usual despite the 2 times a week of retinoid. And now I have less worries when it comes to playing around with makeup. So just to recap what I was rambling about for the past 5 minutes, I learned that my pre-Differin Gel skincare routine was not enough to deal with the side effects. I thought I could resume with my usual daytime skincare routine if I just used this heavier cream every night. However, that was not the case, so I learned to increase the moisturization and hydration in my daytime skincare routine with these two new products from beplain and GOODAL. And with the addition of new hydrating products in my routine, my skin has been feeling a lot better than usual. Okay, so I think that's all to say about my experience using Differin Gel for the past 5 weeks. I'm not really sure if anything I said was actually cohesive, so I'm gonna have fun editing that later on. For my closing remarks, I feel like this Differin Gel journey was a really interesting experience. It's kind of funny how like the first week I went in fearing the worst. However, I was really surprised that my skin didn't really go through too much of a rough time, and I feel like the only time my skin was at its worst was during the week I had my period. So I wonder if my skin will go through the same reaction when I get my next period. Like I said many times before in this video, I learned that my skin can actually handle Differin Gel pretty well, so I increased the usage to 2 times a week. So I'm just gonna stick to that for until I finish up this 15G tube. I'm just gonna say, even though I took the safest approach when it comes to using this retinoid for the first 4 weeks, I was still able to see some changes in my skin. So I have some high hopes for the future as long as I keep consistently using this retinoid. I just want to be realistic here, just because I know that it will take at least a few months for obvious results to show on your skin. But right now, I'm already seeing some improvement compared to before when I did not use this retinoid. I can imagine this video being at least 30 minutes, so if you stuck through here to the very end, I'm very thankful that you decided that I was worth listening to my retinoid story. And I hope that if you're someone who struggles with acne yourself, that this video will be helpful for you. Because I was so inspired by other people dealing with acne, I wanted to do the same and uplift others as well. I'm pretty excited for the next uploads I have in mind. Now that my skin has finally gotten used to using retinoid, I'm a lot more comfortable on camera right now. So once again, thank you for listening to my 1-month journey using Differin Gel, and maybe I'll come back later with a 6-month update. But for now, if you like this video, don't forget to click on the like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!